Good morning, everyone. This is Amy Petty. I'm the instructor for ELP 577 at Portland State University. And that is a course designed for continuing administrative licensure students, people who are already administrators. And this introduction just helps you get started if you've never had a D2L course before. If you had a D2L course and have forgotten or don't remember how groups work, you'll want to watch this. It's just a couple minutes. The first thing I'm going to do, because I came in from board early this morning and haven't changed or gotten ready for my day yet, is turn off my camera. So you're going to see my Facebook page photo, and then I'm going to screen share. And I'm actually going to screen share my entire screen, so you'll see both how to log in one browser, Firefox, and then you'll see how to navigate the course in Chrome. I'm working on a Mac, and so it does this weird little cascading thing. Don't worry about that. I'm going to get you in just a moment. So when you're ready to log in, you should be seeing the login page like this. If you're not sure, you can go to https:// up here in the top left-hand corner, d2l.pdx.edu. You might want to bookmark this login. PSU does have a single sign-on, so once you log into one of our systems, you should stay logged in as long as you're active on the computer. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. If you do not yet have a PSU email login account, we call it Odin, you're going to want to log in as a guest. But I'm going to log in with my regular PSU login. If you're brand new, have a brand new laptop, you may want to run the system check that is right there. My computer and D2L are running a little slowly, so I'll have to pause every now and then for the screen to catch up. So my login is the first part of my PSU email address, my last name. And then PSU requires you to change your email every 6 months. So if it's been a year since you've been to PSU, you're going to have to get your email reset. You can do that online. 725H. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is up here. This is an instructor screen, but you will have your name. There's a little triangle and you can pull down. You can adjust your profile. That's helpful for an online class. It allows you to place a picture, put a little bit about yourself, save it and close it. Photos help us know who people are online, and it's just a little more friendly way to work. The other thing you can do is you can set your notifications. I would set those so that you're aware of your email that you want to get information to. Most people don't check their PSU email, so I have my notification set for my Gmail account. You can register your mobile number, and I haven't done that because I teach a lot of classes and I would get constant text. But if this is your only summer class, go ahead and put that in there, and it's very helpful. You can get instant notifications. You can choose whether you want the text, SMS message, or you want email message for any of these items. If I were a student, I definitely look at content updates and have them send that to me in any way that I want. Discussion, Dropbox, due dates. Most students just kind of check them all. I don't use quizzes, so you don't need to worry about that. But the notification really helps you stay on track, and it allows you to be aware of anything that I change in the course content. Usually I change things because I'm hearing from students they don't understand what to do. So I'll go back and change something, hoping to make it more clear. But the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and log out. Again, that happens a lot. And I'm going to switch browsers. I'm going to switch to my Chrome browser. Get out of the Hangout just a minute and open Chrome. So I'm going to go to my home page. If you're enrolled in more than one homepage, it's going to look a little bit like this. I'm going to go back up here because I'm in instructor view, and I'm going to go to the course 577. So again, this is instructor view. I'm going to show you a couple of important tabs. The class list will let you know who is in the class. And the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to impersonate a student. So now my screen will look like your screen. PSU's learning management system is called D2L. It has breadcrumbs across each of these banners. I'm kind of highlighting them as I move through them. If there's a small arrow or a link, it's got a pull-down menu as well. You'll get used to that the first week or two of class, or maybe the first day or two. If you have the opportunity to sit side by side with someone in class who's had a D2L class, it's a little less frustrating, but we have some great tutorials. If you like to watch short videos, they're all like 30 and 40 seconds that can help you if anything is unclear. So in general, this is the layout for the class. News is updated a couple times a week. This is the welcome page. Class doesn't officially start till June 22nd, but you can see I posted this on June 2nd because I had so many students enrolled and people who wanted to start early. I like to use these buttons versus what appears in the channel because I think not everything is there. If you do course content, it's one of the handiest ones. You get to see all the content. I've only made 3 modules visible. There are 8 modules for the course. They're designed to be done in order. And each module, depending on your ease of reading and navigation of the screen, should take you no more than 2 hours to complete. And a lot of students will complete them in an hour. They're all designed the same way. That the modules have an overview, single page that you can read on the screen or download, and it tells you what the objective is, what the learning target is, what the readings are, and what the assignments are. The biggest module in this course is the orientation materials, because that's where I've put kind of everything you need to know. And my suggestion, if this is your first log on, is just click through all 21 of those items. They are arranged, as you can see, in kind of categories. So the syllabus is probably the first thing you want to download. I like to print syllabi and have hard copy and kind of carry it around with me. I'm old school. A lot of people want to just read it on the screen. Using PD360, that is the module about the videos that you're going to be able to access. We're all adult learners. If you have teaching videos inside another product like Teachscape and you would like to use those videos, you can. Just know that you're going to be watching a video of somebody teaching because we're simulating what a classroom observation would be, and you need to watch it with someone else in class. You can do that side by side in your office. You can do that via shared screen like this, like Google Hangout, or any other way that you want to figure out how to collaborate with people across the country and across the world. If you get stuck on the video component and you can't get help from somebody in the class, you can ask me and we'll have a private online tutorial like this. The assignments are just a single assignment sheet. You can either view it. These little arrows allow you to view it inside of the D2L screen reader, which has been carefully monitored for accessibility for people with vision disabilities, or you can download it as a Word document and open it inside of your computer. You're also welcome to download and save any of the materials here. The tutorial is a link. This is the icon for a link. If you've never taken a D2L class from PSU, you definitely want to look at some of those tutorials, especially if it's 11 o'clock at night and you can't remember how to submit an assignment. That's the place. The big chunks of the course have orientation materials, the field-based practicum, the scoring guides that will be used to evaluate your work, how to use Google Hangout. Common Core State Standards is just links to that website. And Cal licensure information is here for people who have not yet applied to our program or who are ready to get their license. So that's an optional module. If you're kind of in the middle, you probably don't need that info, but if you aren't, you're gonna wanna get applied to our program, and if this is your last class, you're going to want to get your license application going during summer term. If you delay licensure, PSU makes you take a 1-credit class, so it's kind of unfair. We wanted to have the information there. Student examples are just things I keep loading when people ask for what would this look like, how did another student attack this assignment. So that's the orientation material. After that, every course has this module overview. I'm going to go ahead and open the first one so that you can see, you can either view it inside of D2L, which is a screen reader, and that's the one that has the accessibility corrected for it. You can also download it. I'm going to view it in the screen reader. Guiding question, topic, what you should read. If it's an online source, there's a link to it. It's easier to link from the Word document than from the screen reader, but it works. It's a little slow and a little clunky for those of you who are impatient on download time. All the things you're supposed to do, and then what's due, and if it's a post, it's in a discussion group. If it's Dropbox, Dropbox is code for gradebook, and those are things that we're going to look at next. So each one of, after course content, each one of these has a little triangular drop-down menu. I use discussions and Dropbox. I do not use the other 5, so those are the top 2, and you'll be using those. People tells you everything about people, who's in the class, the groups. We won't be using collaborator attendance, so you only need to know about those 2. Your grades, your progress. Not only can you check your progress, like what have you accomplished and how much have you been online, but I can check it. So if I start finding a student's emailing me a lot of questions and they have not yet been online and opened documents, I'm going to say, hey, I noticed you haven't looked at this module yet. Please review the material before you ask me for help. The help button is student help is what you would be going to. And again, this is a link to sort of a frequently asked questions and some instructional videos. You can also create a ticket or talk to a person live. So we are going to go focus on how to get to your group. Each of the groups are self-enrollment. You're going to start by clicking on class list. Then you will go to your name in the class. I'm the guest student today, so I'm going to view enrollment groups. The other things is if you're blogging, which is like chatting, you can view that as well. D2L has some quirky names, so this student is not enrolled in any groups because I haven't set it up. I'm going to close that. And now I'm going to look at view group enrollments. Oops, sorry. Close. I'm going to do view group enrollment. Oh, sorry. I should edit this out. I needed to go, they just changed it. I need to go to groups. So I'm logged in as a student, and when you go to the group menu, you are supposed to choose 2 groups for this course, a reading response and teaching video observation. That's the small group you're going to work with the most. So I would suggest you get that selected on your first kind of day in the class. This is a guest, so I'm going to choose these groups, and then after I sign off, I'm going to remove them so that the guest student isn't in anyone's group. This, you will observe 4 teaching videos together, and you will rate that teacher on whatever district evaluation tool you use. And then the submission to the gradebook or Dropbox is your reflection. I have a reflection form, and it's got some simple questions. What tool did you use? What was the lesson? What was the learning target? Where were you the same on your calibration? Where were you different? And what did your discussion kind of yield? that's the basis of the reflection form. You only submit the reflection form, but you need to tell me who watched the video. So make sure you have your name on your group reflection. Some groups might have 6 people in them and they pair off. So there'll be 3 reflections submitted, 2 for each, 2 people per reflection. And if the groups get a little awkward, I may go in there and kind of shove you into some groups as people get logged in for the first time in the next week. The other assignment doesn't take place till Module 5. It's the midterm, and you need to find yourself to a non-teaching group. And so we've kind of read about Darling Hammond and teacher reading up until the first half of the class. And in the second half, we're looking at what about all those folks who aren't teachers? They're athletic coaches, they're TOSAs, they're principals, they're central office, they might be bus drivers, they might be custodians, they might be confidential secretaries, they might be paraprofessionals. So we're gonna look and create some kind of best practice work around that. There's no book to read for those because nobody has ever taken the time to actually think about those people in an academic kind of textbook way. So all of that research is done online and sharing between your districts. So I'm going to go back and let my guest student choose a group. Right now the reading groups have some names because we have some people out there working together. So like multiple pathway people, that's Corinna Wolf's group, and she's got some students that are planning to enroll in that. I've got Corvallis, I've got some people down there in the Mid-Valley, I've got some North Clackamas folks, I've got some PPS Elementary K-8 principals, and I've got some Reynolds High folks. So I'm going to change these names as your introductions kind of naturally put you in a group. So my guest is going to stay in group 7, which doesn't have a group description yet because I have an extra group waiting. And then I'm going to go back to the PLC non-teaching, even though that is not until session 5. And I'm going to let my guest student decide, oh, let's see, there's principals, assistant principals, deans, and student management personnel, operations, bus drivers and cooks, coaches and TOSAs, instructional coaches, athletic coaches, custodians and maintenance, classified, central office, and a PLC of principals. And since my guest student is imitating a principal, she thinks that principals should have a say in how principals are evaluated, so she's going to join the principal group and select that. If you have a personnel group that's not included in here, please let me know via email and I will add the group that you're interested in doing the kind of research around best practice of supervision and evaluation. So now my person, when I go back to the people class list, I can go to guest or myself and I can view my group enrollments and I can see that I'm in reading group and teaching video 7 and PLCs of principals. So hopefully this helped you navigate a little bit about D2L and how to enroll in groups. Sorry about the slip up with the pull down window on people and groups. Those are the class list and groups are the 2 places you're going to be navigating back and forth. Thanks for watching. Email me if you get stuck. My cell phone is on the syllabus. You can text me. I usually don't answer email or text after 10 p.m. I'm online twice a day for an hour each time, sometimes 4 or 5 hours online, and you're lucky. I try to log in the morning, late morning, and early evening, because that's when I find most of my students are around. If you would like a specific online appointment time, go ahead and send me an email, and we'll pick a time that works for us in the next few weeks of this whirlwind class on district supervision and staff evaluation. Take care. Bye-bye, and I'm going to log out.